Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. I just thought to do a casual live here where we're going to talk about some of the best releases for the year 2025 from the Middle East. I don't have them with me here, but I just thought we could just, touch base and have a discussion based on which fragrances you think were the best releases, which inspirations you think nailed what they were going for, which brand impressed you the most for the year 2025. I know it's not New Year or anything, but I just thought, to touch base and have something to talk about during this live. So welcome to the live. Welcome to the live, guys. If you have just joined the live, please hit the like button and comment. Sorry, guys, I just want to take something here. I just want to take the slip thingy for myself. If you have just joined the live, please comment and like and share. Hey, Mexico. Hola, hola. How are you? Thank you so much for joining the live. Thank you so much for joining the live. Sorry about that. It's just a lip tint to moisturize my lips at the same time. Please like the live, share the live. We're just here to talk about fragrances as usual, guys. For those who may not be, who may be here for the very first time, my name is CeeChronicles and I talk mostly about fragrances, especially from the Middle East, but we talk about anything and everything. I mean, in terms of fragrances. Bas Super 9, thank you. He says, what a lovely surprise. Thank you so much. I thought to do a live today because I find lives are super easy because there's no editing involved, so it always works better, to go live, although the live incentives and stuff are way less. So yeah, let us discuss, guys. Drop it in the comment section which brands you were impressed by for the year 2025 from the Middle East. Which brands you think nailed it? I am also going to just unbox this Bonafi with you guys. I didn't add the pistachio because I don't know. I think pistachio over the years has been overly done in fragrances, so I didn't bother adding the pistachio. Although the store where I buy my Middle Eastern fragrances actually did have the Bonafi, is it Eclair Pistachio? Yeah, they had the Eclair Pistachio. Okay, you say Arabiat Prestige, Zakat, French Avenue. Yes, but which ones from Arabiat Prestige? Which ones from French Avenue? To me, from French Avenue, I would say they nailed it on Scarlet, Veneno Scarlet. That's a beautiful fragrance. Anna Fender, thank you so much for joining the live. Thank you so much for joining the live. Please remember to like the live and also share the live. That way a lot of people will join in. Oh yeah, I was saying Arabiat Prestige. Yes, I like a lot of fragrances from them. I like the Bahia, okay, the Garnet, and they had the Strawberry Ripple. Those were beautiful fragrances. And then from French Avenue, I was talking about Veneno Scarlet, awesome fragrance. They also gave us the Sequoia, the one that is inspired by Angel's Shea Paradise. They also gave us the Dom Rosa inspiration. I can't remember the names, guys, but yeah. So yes, those were good ones. And especially side by side with what they were going for, they were really good fragrances. Liquid Brune, absolutely. But I think Liquid Brune wasn't Liquid Brune a 2024 release? Spectre, yes, absolutely. Bahia, yes. Trying to look for the comment that says it's always Latafa for me. I think Ann Fender said it's always Latafa. Yes, Latafa is always in the lead. They know what they're doing, guys, and I think they were one of the brands that really kind of switched it up and went ahead of the game. What do you think is going to be the note for 2026? What I saw at Beauty World was mostly gourmands. I thought the fragrance community was pretty much over gourmands, but that's what I saw the most. And I saw a lot of fragrances that incorporated the peach note. Oh, you got it this year. Yeah. It was partially last year. Buzz Super. It was partially last year and this year actually, because Liquid Brune was launched in 2024 year end. It was actually launched at Beauty World. So you are right to put it at even 2025, early 2025. It's just like this Eclair Bonafi, you know. If I come next year and say this is a 2026 release, I might have people saying no, it's a 2025 release. But this is probably going to, it's going to, well, it has already filtered, but it's been released like year end. Hey, Lady Sony, thank you so much for joining the live. Yeah, you did tell me that you were going to join the live. Thank you so much. Mahad Al Dahab. Okay, what do you like about Mad Al Dahab? What do you like the most about that fragrance? And I was saying Latafa is always on the lead. I mean, they were quick to notice the market, the demand and stuff. And I also realized that they're now switching it up. They now have miniature sets, they have hairsprays, they've always had oils. And they are really like up front there when it comes to ensuring that their products are out there. So I can see why they are a favorite for a lot of people. Latafa will be a favorite for a lot of people, and also because of accessibility. Latafas are very, very much accessible. Triza Pajan says, hi, thank you so much for joining the live. We are just here on a casual live, guys, talking about the best from each house, or the best brands, or the houses that gave us the best fragrances, or perhaps what we can call the top 10 from each house, 2025 getting into 2026. And of course we can talk about even the other earlier releases. I also, Al Noor was a very surprised. Wow, Al Noor, you know what, when it comes to some of these releases, I have really lost count. I have a little phone here. I'm just trying to see which one was Al Noor, because I have honestly lost count when it comes to the names. I remember when I was starting, I literally knew almost every fragrance, you know, but now there's just so many of them flying about that I lose track. And Fender, Latafa packaging is amazing. Absolutely. Latafa nails it when it comes to the packaging. When I bought my Bonafi, I bought it together with I can't remember the name of the fragrance, but it's got a bull on it and it's off the Latafa Pride. I did not bring that one. I had to take it out at the airport because of the weight. That particular one on its own weighs over a kilo. So I had to reduce my weight and I took it out. It's coming in the next week or so. I had to put it elsewhere with the packages that we're going to follow. But I bought that fragrance particularly for the packaging, you know, because they are that good. Uhud and that line, yes. So Latafa will always, you know, is always, you know, in the lead there when it comes to giving us loads of releases. That's what you can expect from Latafa. I like the accessibility, the fact that Latafas are accessible greatly in many countries, you know, and I like the price point, I guess, of Latafas. Although I do notice that there are variations depending on where you buy the fragrances. Like this one I saw online going for 49, and the same fragrance you can get for less or more. Just depends on where you are buying, you know, some of these fragrances. But yeah, Latafa is super, super good. What about Paris Corner, guys? What are your thoughts on Paris Corner? Paris Corner, personally, has, for me, hits and misses at times. It just depends, you know, on it just depends. Sometimes their note proportions don't really quite do it for me, and sometimes they do. But what I like the most about Paris Corner is in terms of redundancy. You know, if you are super, super tired, oh, Frenetic Delicious, I still have that one. That is a great fragrance, and it's been discontinued, but you can still pick it up on eBay and some of these other sites. Maybe even Joma Shop, you could pick it up. I know you can still pick it up in South Africa, you can, but I noticed that it's not, I don't think Paris Corner is still making that particular one, the Frenetic Delicious, which was the clone to Fève Delicious. Beautiful fragrance. I love how it is gourmand without it smelling like food. I like how it incorporates the dark notes. I think it has dark chocolate and it's also boozy. Very, very nice fragrance. Kiss of Pink by Paris Corner. Yes, That one is beautiful as well. It's their twist or take to Yara. They never said so, but there are some uncanny similarities between Kisser Pink and Yara. And yeah, it was one fragrance that I enjoyed while I had. I have since decluttered. Did I finish or declutter? I can't remember. I had to take a lot of fragrances out of my collection, not because I hated them, but because I just wanted to reduce my collection significantly and then start adding some of the new releases. But yes, that Paris Corner Kisser Pink was a good one. They also had a blue one in the Kisser line that didn't really kick off, but that was a good fragrance. It was inspired by Bonafi, the Victoria, something like that. Very good fragrance. The only thing that I could fault, from that fragrance was just the longevity. And yeah. Oh yeah, frenetic delicious. You say you got it last month. Oh, where did you get it? You might want to share, because Frenetic Delicious is a fragrance that I often have people asking me where they can get it. I believe Paris Corner has discontinued it, but you can still get it from some of these other websites. You can certainly get Frenetic Delicious if you're looking for that. So yeah, I was saying Paris Corner, guys, is always in the lead in terms of different DNAs or new DNAs where you can expect, some new offerings from them than, buying, but not necessarily sure whether the fragrance that you're buying is going to be something that you've already smelled in the market. That is one thing I like about Paris Corner. They seem to be, on the lookout for that, because it can really be frustrating sometimes to fragrance collectors where you get a fragrance with so much excitement and then you realize, oh, it is just another twist to whatever it is. So I don't know how that happens when it comes to some of the Middle Eastern brands, whether a DNA comes on the market and everybody wants their take on it. I don't know, but it does, it is pretty annoying in terms of collecting, in terms of wanting to save money. And no, I do understand that each house might want their take on a particular DNA. Like say Queen of Silk, they might want their take on, that. But they gets to a point where, let's say after like a year, I mean, you would expect a brand to maybe start focusing on something else. And Fender says, how do you approach fragrance shopping? I end up buying underwhelming scents because my nose gets so confused after testing multiple scents. Okay, that is an experience that every frig head will experience. That is something that all of us experience. It doesn't matter who you are. I also get into that trap where I go in to buy fragrances. I smell a lot of fragrances and then I say, oh, I absolutely love this. Sometimes I get home and I was like, no, this is not what I perceived when I was, because I did smell a lot of fragrances. So I do not have an approach per se. I just go with my hunch. And because I have a lot of fragrances within my collection, if, for instance, I got a fragrance because it was just in the moment and I kind of did not really perceive it the way I thought I was perceiving it, or I get it and it's home now and it's underwhelming, I usually will either gift it, declutter it, or, pass it on to somebody, really. But truly speaking, it happens to all of us. It happens to all of us, which is the reason why I am so big on discovery sets. I love discovery sets a lot. I found that they save me money because at least I get to try out a fragrance multiple times before I am really decided, because there are some fragrances that you try initially and you're like, oh, I am in, and once you take it home you're like, no, but this fragrance is doing something that I do not like. So yes, the nose does get confused. It doesn't matter whether you have coffee beans or what, and it happens to all of us. The other thing that actually saves me a lot in terms of perhaps not ending up with a lot of regrets, but wins, is also knowing the notes that I like. Okay. There are some notes that I gravitate towards, which I know, okay, if a fragrance has this, And the only thing I can pray for is that it's done right, then I'm most likely going to like it. So if I'm buying that fragrance together with 10 other fragrances, even if my nose misses one or two elements about it, as long as I know that the notes or what I am getting initially off the notes, or a particular, let's say a gardenia done in a certain way, is what is speaking out the most, there is a likelihood that I would like that fragrance anyway. However, it does happen to all of us, and it's not just you. We end up having so many fragrances sometimes that we do not need, and fragrances have got this thing where when they sit, sometimes they start communicating differently, and you swear this is not what this fragrance was doing, and yeah, so it is what it is. Bas says, I forgot about the Latafa niche collection, really, really high quality. Risala Forever, there's a few that talk about there's, yeah, you see, with some of these brands, the problem with some of these brands, they don't reach out, I don't know why. Some of these brands will not reach out. Some of them will not even respond. You because as a fragrance reviewer, you cannot just pile up everything. I have come across a couple of La Falcons, okay, the fragrances themselves or that line, but I have never had anybody reach out to me from that brand, even offering PR or anything. And speaking of PR, I'm not one that usually gets PR, but I'm saying when it comes to Falcon, especially if I'm not mistaken, unless I am thinking of another house, let me just check which one it is. I don't think that brand reaches out a lot. Let's see, La Falcon. I just hope I'm talking about the right one here, because I could very well be talking about, I have like in my memory the wrong brand. Let's see. Yeah, so I just wish some of these brands would also reach out, because it does help a lot. Okay, yeah, this is the one, La Falcon. Oh yeah, I was right. It's exactly what I was thinking of. These guys here. Oh, thank you so much, Simone, for the super thanks. Thank you so much. It helps, guys, with the lives. Thank you so much for the super thanks. I do appreciate. Thank you. Yes, this is the brand. I was just double checking to see if I got it right. It says let's celebrate their third super on a live. I don't know how to do that. Maima is not there to coordinate it. I don't know what it's saying. Oh, I love your content piece. Thank you so much, Simone. I appreciate. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you for the super thanks. Yes, guys, you can support the live by using the super thanks, super chat button if you want to. Lives have got that as an option, because lives usually do not get monetized like the regular content. So in case anybody wonders why somebody would come on live and say, oh, can you could utilize the super thanks or the super chat button or the super sticker, is because YouTube does not necessarily monetize lives the way they do regular content. Because with regular content, they get to scan it, they get to check for copyright, they get to know what exactly you're posting, and therefore the ads get open, as soon as you post, and then it's eligible for monetization. Whereas with lives, they will scan the live after the live, but by the time it's eligible for monetization, sometimes you get barely anything, like $2 or $1. So yeah, anybody wants to help or support with a super thanks, that's welcome. Yes, La Falcon, in case anybody knows them, I would say the best is to reach out, okay? I am open to PR. I never charge for anything. I am open to PR, but some of these brands do not reach out at all. They do not reach out. You see them, you see the potential, you really want to try out some of their fragrances, but they do not reach out. That's one. Two, the availability is also a little, wish-washy there, where it's not like we end up talking about Latafa or Paris Corner or Arabiette or whatever because we are affiliated to. No, most fragrance reviewers will end up talking about what is accessible to them, easy, So with this brand, the Falcon, if at all somebody knows them or they're listening, they should reach out. I am one of those creators that do not charge anybody for, talking about their brands or whatever, because at the end of the day, I believe in saying what I want to say authentically, and the one thing that I have sometimes put out there and has put off some people or brands is the fact that I'll tell it like it is. So if they're there, I love their bottles. I think the bottles are cute. They're not readily accessible where I am, but I do have multiple addresses. I've got a UK address. I've got a United States address. I've got a South African address. Because I use My US. Okay. My US is a company that can forward whatever parcels to you in whatever country, right? We actually partnered with My US in my product Proud Mary, right? Proud Mary is a fragrance that I launched. This is My Nose to Yours under the brand Macedon Perfumes, and we are able to ship Proud Mary internationally because of My US. So when it comes to fragrance brands, if they really want to reach out, they could, and ask which address you would prefer they send some stuff to, and then we tell them, and the stuff gets to us, and we can, share our opinions there, and it actually is free publicity for them. I was at Bath and Body Works after having a heavy sugary meal. Surprisingly, my nose was acting up with those scents and did not perceive the nose accurately, just me. Yes, and it happens like that. And also sometimes the weather, has a bearing, the mood has a bearing, just how you're feeling in general has a bearing, your stress levels and stuff. So when it comes to fragrances, it happens to all of us. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say, oh, no, every time I want something, I know exactly what I'm doing. And then, no, it happens to all of us. Your nose can simply get tired, tired of smelling all sorts of things, and you just end up even sometimes not being able to smell anything. Like I had that moment when I was walking through I think it was the Paris Corner booth or the Arabiat booth, where I ended up not being able to smell anything. And I was saying, I can't smell anything. I would rather, get whatever it is, go with it, and then rest my nose a little bit, and then get to smell it when I get home. That way I'll be able to see whether it's working or not. Simone says, not at all. Just imagine being allergic to everything and having asthma. I have to write down notes. I like to chronicle or what. Oh, I get you. And speaking of asthma, I suffer, I'm not asthmatic, but I have sinusitis. Okay, I live with sinusitis, and it can be so awful, especially if you like fragrances. It can really, play whatever with your senses there. But the other thing that has helped me a lot is also immersing myself in this for years. With fragrance reviewing, I started just loving fragrances because of growing up, around my mother who loved fragrances. So it was like a default setting to me that I just loved fragrances. But when I ended up, having the channel and everything, you get better with time. It's not something that you can necessarily explain, but you get better with time. That is something that's my advantage, where sometimes I may have a box full of fragrances, but I know I don't want to talk about them. I'm not in the mood to smell anything. Barara Arabic, I think, is from this year. Smells like maple syrup. Very unique fragrance, niche quality. Love your content, CC. Which brand is that? Barara Arabic. I'm going to, let me see, I can screenshot that and then look for it. Oh, Lady Sonny, wow. I'm into my second bottle. Yeah, I know you're a heavy sprayer. I know you're a heavy sprayer, and I know you're enjoying your Proud Mary. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate, guys. And Proud Mary is discounted for festive season. You can get it at $88, and you can still use my code C15 at checkout. Kathy Taka, hey, see, thank you. Thank you, Kathy, for joining the live. Please remember to like the live, share the live, and when I say hi beautiful, I still can't order your fragrance from Macedon to deliver in the UK. It says it's unavailable. Okay, it will always say it's unavailable to your address, right? But what we have done is we have collaborated with My US. Let me see if I can bring out Macedon Perfumes, the website, and then I can walk you through how you do it, okay? We have collaborated with My US, okay? So when you go on our website, which is, I don't know if you can see that, okay, that's the Macedon Perfumes website. You click there, okay, and then it takes you, my eyesight is bad. It takes you to the Macedon Perfumes page. Right there at the top, these letters there that say, please click the banner for details. We now offer international shipping. You see right there at the top. That's where you click right there. Let's see. That's where you click at the top. I don't even know how to use this phone. Okay. So you click there, click the banner for details. And then when you click there, it takes you to My US. Okay. Let me see if I can try and show you. Okay. I have clicked. Let me go back because I clicked while you were not looking. So you click there. Okay. Now it's going to take you to this website. You see, it says shop UK, US and UK products, right? So it takes you to this website, and when you go to this website, you sign up there, okay? You click sign up, right? Signing up simply means you put, this is for, I've clicked sign up, okay? This is where you're going to put your, you see, your details. Choose a plan that's right for you. US and UK, shipping address, exclusive discounts, this and that. So start my trial. So once you sign up with My US, they are the ones that are gonna give you their US address, I think, to get the package sent, and then they worry about forwarding it to you. So because our product is in the United States, it's going to say limited address, limited delivery areas, United States, blah, blah, blah. But by clicking on My US and signing up with My US, which is this, they then give you an address, okay, which you will use at checkout, and you get the product as though you were shopping from the United States. It's not only the United States. They do forward products to a lot of other countries, and this is not just going to be for Proud Mary, remember. I, before knowing about My US, was also stuck on some of the brands that I would see, and I didn't know how I could get them. Hi, beautiful. I still can't order. Okay, that's the question I'm answering. There were some products and things that I wanted to buy, from the United States, and I didn't know how to get them to myself because of my location, right? But with this My US sign up, they worry about that, right? So if you go on the Macedon Perfumes page, which is our page, you click the top there, it takes you to My US. You just follow prompts. They tell you what to do. And at checkout, you use that address, you get the product any part of the world, Canada, I don't know, UAE, Egypt. We mailed one to somebody in Egypt, bought it, and all that. So you get Proud Mary any part of the world. That's what we mean by international shipping. But the site in itself is going to say limited address, or even if you click here, right here on YouTube, you will see it says limited address. But if you go on the website, that's when it gives you the option international shipping. The banner keeps going from left to right. You just click that, you follow prompts, you create an account. It's not only for Macedon Perfumes. You are going to utilize that account for anything else. Let's say you wanted to buy fragrances on Joma Shop, because Joma Shop does do crazy discounts. Say you wanted to buy fragrances on Joma Shop, you can still use that. You wanted to buy any other item, you wanted to to shop Neiman Marcus, okay, but you're in the UK, because I believe Neiman Marcus is not in the UK, it's in the US. You could shop from there, or you're in the UK, or you're in the US. You want to shop from Harvey Nichols, something like that. So it's that particular shipping method is gonna help. It's gonna help a lot with a lot of things. I was able to secure my Harrods Advent calendar. I don't have it near me. I was doing a video earlier on, and I had the Harrods Advent calendar. That is a well sought after Advent calendar, especially the fragrance one. And this year, Harrods did not joke. That calendar didn't stay even for 30 days, for 3 days. It was gone, okay? And then available in store, and then you had to queue and whatever. So if you wanted a deal like that, because that Advent calendar was worth 1,240, but you could grab it for 225 pounds. So if you had, let's say, my US, and you're in the US, you wanted that calendar from the UK, you could snatch it just like that. So the shipping method is not only going to help just for purchasing Proud Mary, but for all the other, wow, I didn't know all that. Even, yeah, Joma Shop has got, I buy a lot of my niche fragrances off Joma Shop, because Joma Shop will get you to have a decent niche collection at a decent price. They have, I missed the Queen of Silk. It was gone before I could grab it. But there was a point where Queen of Silk was going for under $200. And that fragrance is expensive. It doesn't go for that, especially when it's full bottle. So Joma Shop has got the bargains of a lifetime. And you can literally buy very, very good fragrances off that site. And then you can utilize, the My US account. So it's not just strictly for Macedon, but for all the brands that you may want to buy from the US and you want them shipped in any part of the world. This information, believe it or not, I stumbled upon it when I was in Dubai, because we were having a problem as Macedon, trying to see how we could get our fragrances across the world. We even put some aside. That's why Proud Mary is still available. We knew that we didn't want Proud Mary to sell out just in the US, because that is where it's readily available. We didn't want it to sell out just in the US, just in South Africa. So we put some aside, and we were really going through it, trying to see how we can incorporate international shipping. My partner had to go through a course, a hazmat course. We tried DHL. They were talking crazy prices, to just incorporate us within the shipping and stuff. We will use DHL possibly in the next releases, but this particular one was a bit strenuous for us to incorporate a shipping agent that will slap another, let's say, $40 per bottle or something. So we didn't want to do that. And how I stumbled upon this information was I was in Dubai, and this couple, I'm trying to think of her name. Her name is I've forgotten, but she's Nigerian from the UK. So this couple said, oh, hi, C, we bought Proud Mary. And I met them even last year. I met them last year at Beauty World. I met them again this year. And she said, we bought Proud Mary because they have a shop. And we're just waiting for it to clear customs. And I was like, wait, how? Because we are struggling to get this international shipping. And that's when they said, no, we used My US. We buy all our fragrances, most of them actually from the US. And they come to the UK, and that's how we're able to stock our shop with the latest releases and stuff. And I said, how does that work? They said, go to the website, follow prompts, sign up with them, and then and then they will guide you through how you can do it. So as a brand, Macedon Perfumes, we did collab with My US so that if anybody wants our products internationally, they can use that. Okay, they can use that, and also, I am here to just say it's not only for Proud Mary, it's going to be for all of these other deals that you can get across the world. So that is how I am able to buy some of these products. This afternoon, later on in the afternoon, I'm going to put a video up on my second channel where I am unboxing my Boots health, skin and healthcare box, right? I bought that one from the UK. And I usually have people coming in my comment section, wait, how are you getting all these things? You know, this you say you got it in the UK, this you say you got in the States. Now you're talking about Canada. The other time you were saying you have a skins box from the Netherlands. That My US, website, this particular My US website, will put the world in your pocket when it comes to shopping. You know, you would definitely have access to whatever it is you need. Anything that says USA only, this only, you just use whatever address at checkout. They worry about getting it to you, no tax added, and they do the rest. They'll clear it and everything. So yeah, that's about that. Joma Shop, yes, Joma Shop. I buy a lot of fragrances off Joma Shop, guys, because of the steals that they get. They've been running promos back to back, and a lot of websites are actually running promos because of the festive season. So if at all, you're looking for deals, this is the time for the deals. A lot of companies will be offering products at a very, very reduced price, just like we are. You can get Proud Mary at $88, $88 right now, and you can still use my code C15 at checkout. So I don't know how that works, but you can still use my code C15. When I say I don't know how that works, it's just because I'm not on the sales team. I am on the creative team, but I know that you can. It's 88, and you can still use the C15 at checkout, and then all the magic happens, and then you can get the fragrance across to you. And for some that, because we also had an overwhelming request for decants. The plan was not to decant Proud Mary, but because I've been working with High G Scent for years, I had a lot of people say, but you should have. So we have also put some aside, for decanting via High G Scent. For some who may want to tiptoe and test first and stuff, we have put some aside, but taking into consideration that we are dealing with a few bottles, because we only made 2,500, and the only reason why they are still available is we had to split the consignment, into these are what we're going to sell in the US and we cap it, and then the rest have to be sold in other parts of the world. It's because the company in itself is small. Macedon Perfumes, we founded last year, so everything is small, everything is family based and stuff. So I also didn't know that we're going to have this overwhelming response. And at the same time, I also wanted to know that I don't want it to just be a United States thing only, because I have supporters across the world. So we had to do our calculations there to say, okay, we're going to put some aside for this. We're going to put some aside for Black Friday. We're going to put some aside because once Proud Mary is gone, this particular one, the limited release, once it's gone, it's gone. The only, maybe there will be a channel via the, I don't know, whatever, decant, whatever, but this particular one will be gone. Once we sell the last bottle, that's going to be it. It's not going to come back. But of course, we are in the works to make more fragrances and to have also like a couple of selections. Okay, Macedon Perfumes is actually a perfume house. It's a perfume house, right? So the plan is not just to start and end with Proud Mary. We're going to have releases coming. Our fragrances are compounded in Europe, and for now we are using a factory in the Middle East to have them made. And when we get to a point where we can move everything to Europe, that's something that I'm also going to announce to you guys. But that is how we went about, or the approach we made with Proud Mary, and the approach we want to make with more releases to come. The plan is to the plan is to offer something different, smaller batches, of course depending on demand, but the plan is to offer smaller batches because the market in itself is or the industry in itself, based on my experience, is one that I can see everybody's kind of doing something and there's so much happening at the same time. So we don't want to follow that same footstep where people kind of feel cornered, but we're going to try as much as we can to have releases filter in, but in batches where we have this batch. Once it's gone, it's gone. It might come back because it's not a limited release. It might come back, but that is the plan. The plan is to have a certain number. If there is demand, then it's going to come back. With Proud Mary, I've had a lot of people say, please don't let it end at 2,500. Please, we need you to remake this fragrance. But with this one, it's not going to be possible because the limited release part of it is binding. So the plan is not to continue making this. Thank you, Simone. Please hit the like button. Also hit the share button, guys. Let me tell you what the share button does, okay? Because when I say hit the share button, you might ask yourself, who am I sharing to? I'll tell you this thing. Even if you're not sharing, if you just hit the share button, okay, the system in itself recognizes it as you have shared. So when YouTubers or whoever says hit the share button, the idea of the share button is to click it and then to send the copy of the link to somebody, let's say via WhatsApp or via whatever platform you're able to reach them. You click that, you click share, you send, right? But if you've got no one to share to, you just click share. It'll still say copy, and then once you copy, that's it. It doesn't matter whether you've shared it. So it helps a lot, guys, in terms of making sure that the live goes to a lot of people. Please hit the like button, hit the share button. I have just sprayed Proud Mary here, and I'm going to spray Bonafi on this side. And guys, what Proud Mary is doing, it's really now set, this particular one. You'll always see me with an almost empty bottle, trust me. This is not off of heavy spraying, although I am a heavy sprayer, but most of the time when I have this, everybody wants to try it out. So I think I'm gonna do a video of how many bottles I've run through. I cannot have a full bottle for more than a week, and I personally, in my own collection, had a limited number. And I was telling my partner that you may have to send me some more here because I'm literally running out of my own product here. So this is Bonafi. I'm going to try it on this hand. We did smell this at Beauty World, but it is my own bottle, which I bought. Okay, I bought recently. I was at the beginning of the live telling you guys that I didn't buy the pistachio because I feel the pistachio note is one that is now overly done. So I'm now at a point where once I hear pistachio, especially coming from this line, I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. But the good thing about their pistachio is it's not like Yum Pistachio. I'm so excited. My order has been cut. Thank you so much, Koi Scented Sanctuary. Thank you for ordering Proud Mary. I appreciate. Thank you for supporting this brand. It's a small brand. It is a family business. It's something that came about from one of the CeeChronicles family, just like you guys. Somebody reached out and said, we could do this, and that's how we did it. I appreciate, and that was after years of fragrance reviewing, after years about talking about fragrances, after years no one reaching out. I didn't come on YouTube waiting for a brand to reach out. However, I'm not going to sit here and say if a brand hadn't reached out or had reached out, I'd have said no. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. But that did not happen. I didn't happen to have, that whatever they were looking for. So I was talking about fragrances, which I still do independently, no sponsorship, no whatever. Even if I unbox PR, it's not for a paid whatever. I just buy my own fragrances and I talk about them. So when this lady reached out, her name is Tamika, and she just started, talking to me from time to time, just like I talk to you guys. Koi Saints, Kathy Taka, there are some that I know by name now, Denise, we just started chatting, and then it got into, well, what would it take to create a fragrance, and then we went into the details. I did my research. I knew what I wanted. and I had the vision for it and stuff. And then that's when we thought, no, but let us make it into a company. We don't want to be under anybody really. So we established the company Macedon Perfumes, and the very first our flagship fragrance is this one, right? Not to say I will not make other fragrances. I will be the creative director, or the most of the fragrances, especially the new batches that we're going to be making, are going to be made under my direction. But the future for Macedon Perfumes will be such that we also incorporate ideas, from master perfumers, fellow YouTubers, that sort of thing. That is the plan. But this particular one, why it is a limited release, is it is the flagship fragrance. It is the one that ideally should stay on the website forever, okay, where we can sit back and say, or we can have somebody saying, oh, this was manufactured in 2024, but I just got my bottle in 2068 or something like that, but we only made 2,500 of them. However, speaking of having a few that are going to sit there, we're going to try to have maybe just a couple of boxes there sitting somewhere chilling, for just like occasional whatever's you want to call them, what you call them, like pop-ups or whatever. But this one is a limited release. Once it's gone, it's gone. But I will make sure. I did have a meeting or a discussion with my partner that we could leave a couple of them, in as much as these bottles are going and it's fast, and the temptation is there to sell all. The plan is to leave a couple, so that maybe 2, 3, 5 years from now, we can still have a few available here and there from time to time, where we open, let's say, a batch of just 10 or just 12, a dozen, and then we sell those out and whatever. But then they will be we will be selling them together with whatever other products we have, because, as I said, Macedon Perfumes, the house in itself, is already working on something else, to drop in 2026, right? And and we're looking forward, to happy days ahead. And I would like to thank everybody that has had faith in me as a person, the channel as a whole, the ideas, everybody that chose to support. It's not easy. It's money that you could use for something else. I always say that. When you choose to buy something, like I went and I bought this, I could have bought, it doesn't matter what price it was. This, I think, was 900 Rand. That is in South African dollars, which is about $50. Doesn't matter what it was, okay? I could have simply taken that money, took myself for lunch. So I don't take it for granted, the support that I get from anybody who chooses to support the brand by. I don't take it for granted, because it is your own coin that you can very well to choose to say, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to buy myself a Christmas cake. But you have chosen to say, I'm going to support this brand and purchase this. So I really do appreciate, guys. I sprayed Bonafi on this side. Has anybody got this fragrance, and what do you think about it? This, I smelled for the first time at Beauty World, and it reminded me of these banana sweets, which it still does. These banana, like sherbety sweets, they're powdery, whatever, and they're shaped like a banana. I still get that. But there is something in here that's not giving me what I got initially. Like, that burst that was a little bit more vivid. It's getting a little bit dull now. Like, it's a synthetic sort of banana now sitting, on my wrist. I still love it though. It's just, I still love it. It's just, I really want to see whether it's going to maintain. Hex says, you deserve this. You've earned your place as one of, if not the hardest working fragrance reviewer, and absolutely GOAT to the Middle Eastern world. Your humble heart will continue. Thank you so much, Hex says. Thank you so much. I appreciate. Thank you so much. Yeah, that is what happened, guys. I had somebody reach out from my from the people that continue to support my work, and that is how Macedon Perfumes was founded. That is how Proud Mary came about. And honestly, it is a product that I wish I could get to as many people as possible. Initially, the plan was to have 5,000 units, but uh, by choosing 120 ml, that was already out the window, because for 120 ml, for every 5 bottles you have, you could have had 6, if you know what I mean, because most bottles are 100 ml. So by choosing that, which I do not regret, I wanted that little extra for the Chronicles family. All I'm just saying is we could have made more, but we ended up with 2,500 because of some of the things like, the volume of the contents and stuff. So
Tell them that we actually started with 115 ml.
yeah. I wanted something that was going to be big, and the other options that I was seeing in the bottles were weird, because sometimes the bigger the bottle, the weird it looks. So this was, to me, something that I really wanted, and the fact that it was 120, that was perfect. And yeah, so that is the plan, and I would like to thank everybody who has supported. As I said in earlier videos or previous videos, we're not stopping fragrance reviewing. That's not going to happen. I will continue reviewing fragrances, right? However, I'm not going to be in the rat race, because it can be super, super expensive. When I started reviewing 7 years ago, brands were giving people time to process the fragrances, to enjoy the fragrances. You actually had a moment where you would say, "Ooh, I have been wearing this for a week." But now it's fragrance after fragrance after fragrance. So you might find me taking it a little bit slow in terms of how often, I do the reviews, but I'm not stopping. I will always be in the fragrance industry. I love coming here and giving you my thoughts, about fragrances. And for those who do not mind, decants, Nicola says, I've got my, thank you so much. She's got her backup. Yes, guys, get a backup if you can. Oh, Proud Mary, trust me, this fragrance, I talking about it all the time, uh especially coming from me, will always be looked at with a side eye. Are the perfumes making you sick, since Middle Eastern fragrances aren't regulated? I wouldn't say perfumes are making me sick. I don't know whether, they I can see how overexposure can make someone sick, but I am not having any problems due to fragrances. I am a chronic sinusitis sufferer. I was diagnosed with sinusitis when I was grade 7, okay? When I was around 12 years. So, and I liked fragrances then, and I didn't know nothing about Middle Eastern fragrances then, and it didn't affect me then. It's not affecting me now, okay? I just happen not to be in full health, because I'm not. I'm not going to attribute it to fragrances, although, of course, if you dig into it and stuff, there's always something that's going to be wrong if you overly do something. But I wouldn't say it's particularly because of fragrances, guys. No. Now, back to the backup thing. I was saying, guys, get a backup bottle if you can. Now, let me tell you what we did. The more I come and I talk about, does your brand fall under Middle Eastern house or niche house? We are a niche fragrance house, right? We are not a Middle Eastern fragrance company. The company Macedon Perfumes is housed in the United States. Our compounds are made in Europe. Okay, the compounds, which is the actual, what can I say? The recipe. Okay, the formula, right? Now, when you have a formula from any part of the world, how you multiply that formula can be done anywhere in the world as well. So that is how Macedon Perfumes business is for now, right? We are a perfume house. We're not doing perfumes under anybody, right? I could choose that the third one be made in the factory in France. I could choose that if I wanted, right? But why we ended up with the Middle East is because I've been in the Middle East twice, right? Well, 3 times if we were to count before Beauty World. So it's a place that I'm familiar with. It's a fragrance heaven, to be honest. But they do not push you to do whatever it is. You can, if you go to Beauty World, there are actual perfumers there that you can have meetings with, and they can make compounds for you, not in Beauty World but wherever. Like the perfumers from Italy, there was Roger Dove. There was, this particular time, there was Roger Dove. So let's say, for instance, I wanted something made by Roger Dove. Okay, that's also a possibility. Now you also work with the pricing as to, okay, if I make it in this country, what is the pricing going to be like, and stuff like that. So that is the difference there. Yes, we're a niche fragrance house. We are specializing especially on fragrances. We are not here to give you we want you to go on a sensory experience as Macedon, right? And we are not looking at whatever you want to call it, like we're looking at small batches and stuff. So yes, we are a niche brand, if that answers your question. All right, so yes, you're gonna see, I don't know whether it says made in, yeah, it does say made in the UAE here, right? And that is because it was produced in the factory in the United Arab Emirates. That's a fact. I'm not trying to run away from that. But as a perfume brand, you get to choose, who's going to be your nose or whatever. And the good thing about the fragrance industry is it's so tight. You get to know a lot of people, within. You get to know a lot of people within this industry. When I was talking to Nib, he's got one fragrance called Naughty Dates. Oh, I can't wait for that fragrance to come into circulation. It's a beautiful fragrance. And he told me, he said, I was in the hotel and I was having this dessert. And this dessert tasted so good, and it smelled so good. And I called one perfumer, not in the UAE, okay, called one perfumer. Are you able to recreate this? If you can you send me compounds of it, and then I get to try it and stuff. And that's how Naughty Dates, was came about. It's not yet, well, it could be, but I don't have the bottle. I don't know whether it's in circulation yet or not, but I personally don't have the bottle right now with me. But that is one fragrance from Nib that if at all there's anything you can wait for and buy, that's gonna be it. Completely understand. Thank you for sharing the journey and answering in such detail. Oh yeah. Oh no, I do appreciate. That's why I actually do these lives, for questions like that. I do these lives for questions like that. If anybody has got any question about anything, let me know. Okay, let me know. And when it comes to Proud Mary, feel free to watch reviews from other people other than myself. You don't have to go with what I'm saying, because I am here to tell you we did not give a single penny to anybody. And when we mailed out our PR, we stated it clearly that they're free. Every creator is free to say exactly what they feel about the product. They shouldn't feel an obligation to say nice things about it. In fact, all the creators except for Ajwa that I sent the fragrance to, I don't know personally. I don't know them. I've never met Sharida. I've never met Arahi. We just met in this space, so we are sisters and brothers in the same community, but they do not owe me anything. They do not have to say anything nice because it's me. So if at all there is somebody here who's thinking, oh, well, why should I buy it? Because all you're going to say is nice things. Watch other creators that have spoken about Proud Mary. No one has been paid anything. Remember, Macedon Perfumes is on it's just at its inception. We can't even afford anything, so no one has been paid anything. We created discount codes, which is the 15. So if you're purchasing, let's say, off Sharida's channel, I think she's got Sharida 15, Arahi 15, Ajwa 15, all these other creators, they've got that discount code, which I have as well, C15. That's the only bit that they get to make out of this product, and no one was obligated to say anything, really. I haven't even spoken to them personally. We reached out via email, we reached out via comment section, we reached out via DM, and I was so humbled by how a lot of the creators said, wow, I cannot wait to smell your product. I am going to, test it out and say my thoughts. See, congratulations, and so on and so on. But it's not on a personal level. No. So if you come on my channel and I'm talking about Proud Mary, I'm saying, oh, buy Proud Mary, get a backup bottle of Proud Mary. It's going for $88 this first season and whatever. It's because I really genuinely want the product to reach as many people as it can, right? And I am also honestly very happy with this product. And I can assure you here that there is not a single person that will say, "Oh, I'm saying this because I've been told to say this." No, we respect each other in the industry. If some people or brands do that, I don't know, but I have never. Even as I talk about Nib's fragrances, I do not. I have. He has never given me anything. The only thing that I have received from Nib are the fragrances themselves, right? So whether I like them or not, that's really entirely what up to me. What I have to say. I am not even obligated to talk about them. That's how it is. We did even send this product to some people that haven't even spoken about it, and it's not like they have to, if you know what I mean. So that's what's up when it comes to Proud Mary. When Abel says, when I was you, men's perfumes were rare, now you are labeled in. I cannot understand. I can't understand that. I think maybe you need to retype it, or you auto corrected it, or you auto translated it, but it's not really, I cannot process what it's saying. Tabitha says, I truly agree. I heard it's an amazing product. Yeah, I like, there was a lot that was in the that was hanging in the balance for this. Remember, this was something that somebody came in, stepped out to help me with, so there was that pressure on my part, not only to make sure that I do good by them, but by everybody else. I wanted something that is not going to remind people of a gazillion fragrances out there, but I also wanted something that is also going to be unique enough, to stand on its own. I didn't want to regurgitate something that was already on the market and people were tired of. And at the same time, I had to make sure that it's pleasant, such that we don't get to a point where it's pushy in an element or something, because with fragrances, sometimes in a quest to try and make them last long, you can end up piling woods and stuff, and then it misses the mark. So when it comes to this, to Proud Mary, guys, there was all that homework that was hanging on my head to make sure that it's going to be relatable, to make sure that it's not going to cross to a point where it's doing too much, to make sure that it's going to be right there in the middle as a unisex fragrance without it pulling, let's say, this direction or that direction. Although some people will say, the fruitiness and whatever, would be something that a lot of ladies will like. Once you wear this fragrance, you will know that it's not really a fragrance that is for a specific gender. It is out right there, it's right there in the middle, unisex. And I made sure of that as we were creating it. I wanted something that is going to be unisex, true to the word, not something that will pull cologne at the end of the day, or pull very woody to a point where some people are saying, oh, it kind of feels this way. Okay, Abel has written again, are colognes and perfumes labeled the same now since men's perfumes are rare? Can you explain a bit and the quality? They're not labeled the same. If you say colognes and perfumes, no, colognes will always be colognes. EDTs, perfumes, whatever. The cologne word of it is actually an umbrella word. But it's not like they're all labeled the same now, but there was a shift within the industry in itself where let me talk about the Middle Eastern brands. Most Middle Eastern brands will just make unisex fragrances. The niche direction that fragrances took was such that most fragrances, had to sit on that unisex thing, right? And most of the Middle Eastern houses don't do the EDTs and stuff. So it's mostly labeled perfumes. That's because most of the Middle Eastern fragrances houses have for years been playing around with oils, heavy scents, smoke and whatever. So to then have that and try to dilute it, really, it didn't, I don't think that would have made sense. So most of the fragrances you'll get from the Middle East will be EDP. Otherwise, it would be extrait, okay? And true to that, because most of them are actually made of these very heavy raw materials, whatever you want to call it, because the Middle East is sort of like the hub, for fragrances, scents, bahu, you name it. So it's not really like a it's not really like what you call it it's not like a misleading thing to say parfum, but it is because most of them from there are actually perfumes. Hexa says, so true. I noticed all the love you were getting from other reviewers that I also trust. That's why I'm happy to blind buy Proud Mary, because you're an honor. Thank you so much. I do appreciate Hexa. Sas, thank you so much. I do really appreciate. Perfumes for Men isn't as rare anymore. Yes, there was just this direction, especially after 2019 and so on and so forth, where this whole gender thing when it comes to scents was just thrown out of the window. So with fragrances, you wear what you want to wear. This may have this umbrella thing where because it has banana, I would say, oh, because it has banana, this is going to be for women, but not really. I mean, you wear what you want to wear. And as I said, from the Middle East, they are just doing perfumes or extrait. If you're looking for something milder, they do have, body mist. I noticed Swiss Arabian has got body mist. Latafa has also introduced body mist. Kayali has got body mist and stuff. So if you want something softer, perhaps you'd have to go that direction. But otherwise, most of the brands are just doing EDP. No in between. And then it's going to be up to your nose to say, or to whether your nose perceives it as strong enough for an EDP or weak. And then you'd class it as either a cologne or EDT yourself. Corey says, as a very small channel, I'm genuinely happy and excited to experience Proud Mary for myself, but also share. Thank you so much, Koi. Maima, can you look for Koi and see if I'm subscribed to her? Thank you so much. If you have a channel, guys, drop it in the comment section. I do not have a problem with subscribing to anybody. If you have a channel, just drop it in the comment section. Say, I've got a channel. After this, actually, because if you drop it here right now, the messages disappear. Unless I am able to see it like I've done with Koi, and then Maima gets to check it, and then she gets to but I think I am subscribed. I think, Maima, don't cut me off, please. I think I am subscribed. Let's see. No, just screenshot, and then I'm going to see. Just screenshot. Yeah, she's just made a screenshot there because the lives don't keep the comments. The comments that are going to come after the live are something else. Otherwise, within the live, there are no comments. Yeah, if you do have a channel, please let me know, then I will subscribe. And yes, I cannot wait to hear your opinion on Proud Mary as well. My Tawana, hey, my Tawana, hi, my You haven't told me whether you bought yourself a bottle. I'm still waiting to hear from you. This is my sister from Zim, so please let me know if you do have a bottle. If for any reason you're having a tough time getting a bottle, then please let me know, because I really, really want to know your thoughts on the fragrance. And as I was saying, guys, you can watch other reviews. I don't know. Hey Larishka, how are you? I hope you have gotten your parcel. My sister told me about the glitch. I hope you have managed to get your parcel. She did tell me about the glitch. She said, I think they changed, somebody changed, they swapped with somebody, and by the time the courier came, there was like a misunderstanding. But I do hope you have gotten your gift, and I hope you will enjoy it. I actually did add the card. I put the card because I remember you didn't have the card in your original fragrance. Larishka was one of the people that bought the very first bottle, so she didn't have a card. The cards hadn't come, so I managed to throw in a card. And yeah, do let me know once you get your parcel. And yeah, I do hope that you will get it in time to enjoy it before Christmas. My town, I'm planning to get it this coming weekend. Remember, I told you that I had issues with shipping to the US. So I'm wondering if I should get someone coming from Zim or the US to get it for me. Okay, if you want, you can contact me. I can make an arrangement that somebody here gets it to you. But remember, I did say that we do now have a partnership with My US. Lindy, not yet, ma'am. Hopefully, they will collect tomorrow. Please try, Lindy. Please, 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 please try. She is there and she's ready to give it to the courier. She is. My Tawana, okay. We partnered with My US. Okay, you can totally get a bottle in the UK. I did walk through this site with some people with some people that were in the live earlier, because I did get another somebody saying I don't know how to do it. I tried, it still says the US, right? If you go on my YouTube page right now and try to buy it, it does say limited addresses. However, if you go on our page, which is Macedon Perfumes, okay, this one, right, on Google, Macedon Perfumes, you click there where it says Macedon Perfumes, it's going to open the page, right? Once it opens the page, there is that wording going up there from left to right, from left to right. That's where it says, please click the banner for details. We now offer international shipping. Please click the banner for details. We now offer international shipping. So this is the banner. You just click it. Now, once you click this banner, it takes you off the Macedon Perfumes website and it takes you to this My US website. And what you need to do with this website now is to sign up. Okay, it's going to ask you one or two things. You just sign up. When you sign up with this, they are the ones that then give you an address, okay, their address, okay, and within that purchase, there's going to be their address and your address. They'll tell you how to do it. It's self-explanatory, but you will get the fragrance wherever you are. Whether you're in Canada, they've shipped to more than 100 countries. So it's not just the US. It says My US, that's the name of the company, but they ship all over the world, right? So we've had people telling us they've gotten a bottle in Singapore, gotten a bottle in Egypt. I was saying, gotten a bottle in Italy, gotten a bottle. It is through this website. If you subscribe or you sign up with My US, they handle all the nitty gritties to make sure that you get a bottle. And it's not just going to be limited to this one. Can you create a lotion, etc., to layer or complement your creations? We'll look into that. We'll look into that. We love ideas. We'll look into that. My Tawana, okay, I will go back to it because I did see the banner and I clicked it and then got a bit confused. Oh, yes, yes. I know a lot of people do get confused, when they get to this. It's still the same thing. Once you sign up, then you can purchase Proud Mary and it will get to you, no problem. This site has delivered more than 33 million packages worldwide. That's why we partnered with them. It's not a, it's a very legit site. Over 33 million packages have been delivered using My US. And it's not going to be just for Proud Mary. That's what I was saying earlier in the video, that you can also buy other things from the US, from the stores that are in the US, that you may be looking at and thinking, oh, how do I get this? How do I get this off Sephora US to me? So once you have that, it's not limited only to Macedon Perfumes. It's anything that you may want to buy from anywhere in the world and get delivered anywhere in the world. And right now we have a promo for festive season. Proud Mary is going for $88 for the festive season. It's going for $88, and you can still use my code C15. So it's a win-win altogether, guys. So if there's anybody who wants maybe I'm gonna ask Maima to maybe do another video again, just to make sure that there is clarity when it comes to my US, because it's not the first time I'm getting these questions. It's actually almost all the time I get these questions. What do you mean? What do you mean? You're saying it's international shipping. Yes, you can do manje, so you can do the my US, my Tawana, itai the my US. It's easy. You can even get other things, from the US, which is the benefit of having this account is it's not only just this Proud Mary, it's other things as well that you've been seeing in the US, and you're thinking, oh, I want this from Neiman Marcus, how do I get it, because they don't ship to the UK and stuff. So you could utilize your account like that. And I also look forward to hearing from you what your thoughts are on Proud Mary. As a sister of mine, I really want to hear what your thoughts are on Proud Mary. And next, in the upcoming releases, we are trying to fix this whole thing where it's direct, where people don't feel confused. We're trying to fix it, but at the moment we were too small for that, guys. There are courier companies like DHL that will ship this, but what they wanted was just too much. It was just too much for a brand that was just starting up. So when we discovered my US, we were like, at least this helps. This helps, because we didn't want the product or the shipping cost to be so inflated to an extent that people are like, what the, so yeah, that is why we partnered with my US. You got to get your fragrance tax free. You can buy other stuff there. They will consolidate your shipment. They will give you an address, so you can buy anything. You can buy from 50 websites and just send it to them, and then they send it to you as just one package. So it is a superb shipping system. It is a great shipping system. Some fragrance companies are actually using that. As I told you, the lady who told me about that is a British Nigerian. She's got a perfume shop. It's called, what is it called? She's got a perfume shop in the UK, and she told me that's how I get my fragrances. I get my fragrances from the US, because most of these companies have got this thing where they start with the US and then the fragrances start filtering in. So she was telling me how I always have new releases is I just buy them in the US, and then my US takes care of everything, and I get them on time. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining the live. As a very small, I'm trying to see what this message is.
I pinned it as the other one.
Pardon?
It's the other one that I pinned.
Oh, okay. Oh, you because I was wondering why it's just stuck there. Yeah, if let me know, guys, in the comment section if you would like lotions, if you would like other things, as a brand, we open to suggestions. We take all these suggestions seriously. We even have a contact us, part on our website, where if you have any questions, you have whatever, you can drop them there. This is a brand, a family brand. This is something that I want to be accessible to everybody. That's why I even said it in a few lives before this, that nothing's going to change. I remember somebody said it, or a couple of people said it in the comment section, that, oh, once you get Big C, don't forget us. I would never. I would never, because my story is something that is built by you, so there is no way made I will wake up one day and be this unrelatable somebody. And also, yeah, whatever it is that you want to drop suggestions, we're open to that. Macedon Perfumes is growing and is not stopping now. It is a company that I want to get, to expand from generation to generation. So we are looking at growth and working, of course, with suggestions. If there's a lot of people that say, oh, maybe can you do this, we can sit and see if it's doable, and obviously look into it. So yeah, is there anything else, guys, before I leave the live? I sprayed my Bonafi here. There is something in it. Remember I said the banana note was very prominent in the beginning, and I could feel a creaminess, like a whipped cream, a gourmand thing about it. Now it's still there, but it's really, it's 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 more synthetic than I hoped it would be. But I still like this fragrance. I still like this fragrance. We unboxed it together. We sprayed it together. I didn't spray it on my clothing, which is another thing that I'm going to do, because sometimes skin can be funny, especially with gourmands. Sometimes skin can be a little bit weird, depending on even the temperature. Might I joined the live late, but I enjoy the little bit I heard. When are you next live? My Tawana, you know how we roll this end. You know how we roll. In terms of this, you know how we roll. So it just depends. Right now I'm on a generator. So it just depends. Sometimes, I love doing lives, but I hate the limitation of, let's say, for instance, the power situation is yo-yoing. So I cannot tell you when exactly, but trust me, I will do more lives because I found them very easy. Even Cook Beauty World, when I was at Beauty World, I was like, I should have just done lives the entire time, because there's no editing, there's no whatever, and it's so time saving as opposed to full content. The only con to the live is there's no remuneration, you see. So that is where it kind of is a little bit tricky there, where you do not really get your regular monetization money that you're used to when you're doing a live, unless the people that join unless the people that are on the live then use super thanks to thank you for the live. And I've always explained it in previous videos that YouTube is right, because they wouldn't know what they're monetizing. So most of the time, if you see people not really keen on lives, it's because the lives consume more time, but they do not have any editing. But then again, the remuneration or the videos don't pay. Okay, unless you have a live where your viewers then use the super thanks or super chat or the super sticker, then at least okay, I was on live, but I got this. If you could do your lives on Facebook, it would be much better in terms of monetization, because people can send stars and gifts. Also TikTok as well. Yes, Facebook, I'm not sure, but TikTok, I'm trying. TikTok, I am trying. It's just that it gets overwhelming. Facebook, I've never ever tried with Facebook, but I will see. And here as well, you do get paid by the super thanks and the super chat. I do have that facility on my channel. You do get paid, but I'm just saying, it's not like on some of these platforms that maybe you get rewarded as much. And unfortunately, in as much as the lives save time, they get you out there to more people that may not know your channel. That is the good thing with the lives. You actually grow as well by doing the lives. The only con to them is, if you want to then start buying fragrances, like my channel is a little expensive to run because I buy some of these fragrances, then you find that I have to balance the two. I have to keep to my regular content, so that whatever it is I get from YouTube, I can then put aside for fragrance reviewing, or I can choose the live thing and then just know that there isn't really any remuneration from YouTube. So those are the two things. But I do really enjoy the lives. I love the fact that you guys are able to ask me outright. I love that we can interact. I love that you give us clues. If you come across something, like initially we were talking about which fragrances are good and whatever. And I did get a couple of leads there, people telling me, try this one, try this one. So it's always nice that way. And I also feel more in touch with the CeeChronicles family than just posting regular videos. So I do enjoy doing the lives, and I will try to do more of. For now, I can say I'll try to commit to one live per week. If I can do more, then that's even better. But I'll try to commit to one live per week. Unboxings, we can try to do unboxings on the lives for those who do not want to sit through full reviews. We can do the initial impressions on the lives, and then after I've had the fragrances for a while, I can then bring, reviews like one after the other. I can then do that. So that's another way to look at it. And I think I'm gonna do things that way, because yes, it does help, especially with the burden, especially if you are a very busy person. Editing can take a lot, guys. A 10-minute videos is sometimes extracted out of a 30-minute video, and all those things that you need to put there. It can take a whole day just to come up with a 10-minute video. So long form content is good, but it's work. Lives are good, but they have their own cons. Lady Sonny, thank you so much for the live, my gorgeous queen. Thank you so much to everybody. Thank you for joining the live. Koi, thank you so much. My Tawana, thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who's participated in the live. Thank you for liking the live. Hey, not Prishant. Oh, we are about to close the live. Hey, hey, hey. Thank you so much for joining the live. Hit the like and share button. Thank you to everybody who's joined this live, guys. I do appreciate. Thank you to each and everybody who's taken their hard-earned coin to purchase Proud Mary. I do appreciate. Kathy, thank you so much. You are so amazing. Kathy is always here. I do not take it for granted, Kathy. Thank you so much. You are so amazing. You're so supportive. I see you on the lives almost all the time, which is something that's so heartwarming, because you know what? You could do lives and nobody joins. So it's not like it's given that people will come. So I do thank you, Kathy, for joining the live. Not Priyan, she says, have you ever tried a Money C Passion? No, I haven't. I've tried the regular Money C Intense, Passione. No, I haven't tried the Eclat. I didn't know they have. How does that one? Thank you, Kathy. She says you're more than welcome. Thank you. Thanks to you, Kathy. How does the Passion Eclat smell like? I haven't. Is it a new one? If you are into musky rose fragrances, you should definitely try. Yes, I do love musky rose fragrances. Is it a new one though? Because I may have seen it and it missed me. I saw the new Paco Rabanne. I saw the new, which one did they show us, Maima? Paco Rabanne.
The new Mancera.
The new one?
The new Mancera, we saw that. We saw the new, yeah, we did see the new Seagull. He did spray it on you. He said a rosy, yeah.
Did we try it?
In Foschini. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I can't remember that. I'm always trying perfumes. I forgot. Also, My Way Yilang. Oh my God, I missed all these. I don't know. I don't even know there's My Way Yilang.
He went to Versace and you said...
No, my Way Yilang, I remember. I don't have it, but I remember. Yeah, I've just remembered, yeah.
He went to the Versace one and you said you already have it. Then he handed you the bloater.
My Tawana says, I've got it. It's really nice. Top notes are blackcurrant and Caribbean bergamot. Middle notes are May Rose. So Rose. And then the base is White Musk, Madagascar, Vanilla. Sounds so good. Okay, which one are you referring to, my Tawana? Are you referring to the My Way Yilang, or you're referring to the Sea Eclair? Victoria's Secret's Heavenly is so damn gorgeous. You know what? I'm always sleeping on the Victoria's Secrets. Honestly, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I think I will have to. I only have maybe 4 Victoria's Secrets, but I know they're not sleeping as well. So I'm going to look into maybe adding a couple of those. But I am interested in that Sea Passion Eclair. I would very much want to smell it. And then the My Way Yilang 50-50. I'm not sure whether I will enjoy Yilang, because Yilang depends on how it's done. It can be a little bit too much. Yilang is one of those notes that sometimes outright tries to please you so much to an extent that you're like, okay, cut it out. I've smelled you, you're there. So I don't know. I'm going to try the 2 in store, but that C one, has got me interested. And Maima says we did try it. I'll check. I've got everything on the video. I'll check what my reaction was, because I do have a lot of vlogs that I'm supposed to upload, guys, on my second channel. Please watch Chronicles Unscripted. You know what? I always have my memory cards full with content. I do not post that often because it's a lot of clips that need to be put together. But if you want to see random content, if you want to see me testing fragrances, impromptu, if you want to watch Unscripted, okay, it's a smaller channel, but we do vlogs there. And Maima is saying we did smell, see, Passione Eclair. So I may have missed that, but I will find it in one of my videos. Believe me, it's good. Yes, I will try. You've sold it to me, honestly. You have. I will try it. If you like Eclair, don't buy it. If you like the Eclair, don't buy it. I've got a spare bottle. I'll gift it to you, but I don't know when I will see you. Oh, when are you coming, my Tawana? You've got my details. You can as well talk to me, you know. I have somebody coming this end. I'll have to check with my daughter, but there is somebody coming this end, and yeah, I don't have I have somebody coming this end, but I'll have to find out from my daughter. But let us be in touch. I know you're always busy, but let's get in touch so that we can coordinate some of these things. OG Mac 12, what do you think of Afnan Mystique Bouquet? It's a beautiful take to PDM's Valaya. One of the best, actually. One of the best take to Valaya. It's not as screechy as Valaya because it feels as though it's a combo between Valaya, or a twist between Valaya and Fleur Narcotique. Okay. Now, if you know Valaya, you will know that it can be a little bit upbeat there because of that shampooy accord, which can sometimes be an off-putting thing. I know they've put it there for longevity and whatever, but I find it sometimes doing too much. I love Valaya exclusive. They nailed that one, but the original Valaya can be too much. Now, you asked about Mystique Bouquet, right? So Mystique Bouquet is a twist to Valaya minus that screechy part. Where there's that screechy part, it kind of feels a little bit like Fleur Narcotique. So you have a perfect balance of both. One of the good ones there from Afnan. Add that to your collection if you don't have it. I'm not part of Afnan, but I can tell you based on my experience with it, I have used that fragrance. It is amazing. Can you suggest me some musky classic floral fragrances and something gourmand? Musky classy florals. You know, there is this Latafa. What is this one? Maya. No, not Maya. Maima, what is this one? I can even see it there. Latafa musky. No. Mora Silky Rose, if you can get your hand on that, that's a nice.
That was discontinued.
Yeah, but they can still get it off some of the random website. The Mora Silky Rose, the pink one, that's a good one. Okay. Also Bella Lude, the pink one. Is Bella Lude what? The pink one. I always used to call it Bedi Al Oud. Okay, so if I sound sophisticated, it's because I was corrected in the UAE, like it's Bella Lude. It's not Bedi Al Oud. Okay, so if you know it as Bedi Al Oud, you're okay. You're okay. Trust me, I was saying it that way for 6 years. So the pink one is nice. It's gourmand. It dries down powdery. It's got that rosy, milky, rosy feel about it. If you're not particular about, that rose milk, the way they have done it, if you're not particular, you're going to love that. Dries down, musky, elegant, gourmand as well, powdery as well. It incorporates that floral, and you will enjoy the floral. Yeah, Maima says it's called Noble Blush. Those are the two that come to mind. I bought my wife Afnan Le Fleur bouquet. I love it. Yes, Afnan is one of those houses that you shouldn't sleep on, guys. They do good fragrances. I like that they're not that much under pressure in terms of releases. So most of their fragrances are kind of well thought out. The quality is good. The quality for Afnan is almost on the same wavelength as the Swiss Arabian quality. Their fragrances are so good. And Zemaya being a sub brand to them is a budget version of a muff that you shouldn't look away from, because they also make good fragrances. So if the price for a muff is too much, for Afnan is too much, try the Zemaya. You may find one or two very good ones there. Oh my God, when I entered the live, you were about to leave. No, 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 no. Don't worry. Don't worry. That's what happens with lives. Sometimes lives can go on the whole day. Latafa, Zara is a good one. Latafa has got one called Zara. I feel Latafa Eclair is a little overrated. Eclair by Latafa, I like. Okay, I'm not particularly crazy about it, but I do like it. But it's, when was the last time I used that fragrance? I don't know. I think it carries a little bit of some weight because it was one of those new gourmands, I guess. So the overrating could possibly be because it was one of those first gourmands to filter in. Latafa was one of the houses that gave us that. Of course, inspired by Bianco Latte, but it was a fair enough gourmand. The first brand to make the rendition of was Paris Corner in that caramel cascade, but that one has got a little bit of some screechiness to it. And then there was Eclair. I personally cannot fault Eclair, although I am also over it. I'm no longer, wearing it. No, would I buy another bottle if I come across it, simply because there's just so many that they've given us. And if you feel it's overrated, I totally get you. There are some fragrances that come in and everybody is just talking about them. So sometimes it can just come across as, especially if it doesn't work for you, may come across as, "Oh, what are these people even, talking about?" Have you tried the other line, the follow-ups, the Bonafi and the pistachio? If you have, please let me know. I opened this one and I sprayed it here. It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna try it on my clothing and see how it develops on the clothing. As for the one I sprayed on the hand, I can say it's sweet. The banana thing is there, but it's kind of like taking a synthetic direction where I feel as though the banana now is more artificial than it was in the opening. But I would say this would be the second one that I like from the Clear line. The pistachio, I didn't bother. It was just, it's just the pistachio. They shouldn't have called it pistachio, well, at least according to me, because the pistachio note has been exhausted. In the past 2-3 years, it's been pistachio, 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 to an extent that, yes, I enjoy the pistachio note, but it just feels overly done. So I didn't buy the pistachio one, but I can tell you, if you want to try it, you can. It is nothing like Yum Pistachio. It is a different pistachio altogether. But of the two, this one was easy for me because I knew I was gonna like this. I wanted to see Latafa's take on the banana note. And the gourmand, how they're gonna nail the gourmand, the dulce de leche that they put in here, the caramel, the yummy stuff, the cream, the whipped cream. I knew this was most likely gonna be up there, for me. And now I'm getting like a biscuit thing as well. Not Prishani says, if you have Miniso in your country, please try the Springtime Fairy Garden. It's so refreshing and beautiful pear notes. It feels so good under budget, but it's an EDT. Okay, I don't think I've come across any, but if I do, I will try. I like all sorts of fragrances. Trust me, I always am ready to try out any fragrance at all because I do love fragrances. Just Flo says hi. Hi, Just Flo. Thank you so much for joining the live. Remember to like the live and share the live. What are you wearing today, girls? Okay, like the live, share the live, guys. We were about to close the live, but I always say when it comes to lives, you cannot really you would not know how long you're gonna be on the live. Okay, this was one of the scents that I decided to wear today. And where's that one, Mayma? Where's that one? These two. I had a little discovery box that I got, and I was trying this. This I already know. This Nishani X, I already know. I just wanted to compare it with the Latafa one, and I can say Latafa nailed this DNA. Truly, they did. It's, you can hardly tell them apart. Of course, this one is gonna have some of the fine tuning and whatever, but you can't tell them apart. And this Velvet Iris by Essential Perfumes shocked me. This is a Dominique Rampion release, guys. Okay, Essential Perfumes is a perfume house that is a collab of master perfumers, okay, who have done fragrances for all sorts of brands. Which it's a Nishani Ani X. It's Ani X. I don't know if you can see. Oh, yeah. Essential Perfumes, guys, is a house that master perfumers have established to give us affordable, well, it depends on what you call affordable, but they start from discovery set. Not discover, what am I saying? Yeah, they do have a discovery set, little ones, okay, and then they have a travel size, and then they have the full size. This brand, guys, is not joking. This is Velvet Iris by Dominique Rompio. This is also my fragrance of the day. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. So for that question as to what I was wearing, I tried the Hashiva, the Annie, okay, because of a discovery box that I unboxed, right? I just tried that to compare it with the Latafa. So I'm gonna say I'm wearing that. Of course, Proud Mary is always there in the mix, right? We don't wear anything without that. And then this is the next fragrance I'm gonna save up for. And then after this live, I'm gonna take a shower and then douse myself in Bonafi, because I want to know what Bonafi is doing. It's not a new fragrance to me. I tried it at Beauty World, but I want to try it straight after the shower and know what it's doing. And if anybody has got this, let me know, guys. Let me know, guys. Oh, the X fragrance sounds so nice. Some of them anyways. Yeah. The Nishani is generally good. But they also have a tendency of sort of like giving us fragrances that are already on the market sometimes. Like, for instance, Hashivat is very close to Creed Aventus, that sort of thing. I find 100 Silent Ways very close to Black Opium. But what they do is they put, you know, their take or twist on it and whatever, the way their note proportions are done and stuff. But generally, they are a good brand. Nishani is a good brand, especially when you're looking for longevity. Nishani fragrances are a commitment. You wear that, make sure you're going to smell like that until your next wash. Katie says, still deciding on the banana fragrance. Yeah, this Bonafi, if you're looking for a gourmand, yes, it is gourmand. If you're looking for a dessert-like fragrance, that caramelized, creamy, D'Orstelicier, and I know I'm not saying it correctly. I always mess that word up. And the ripened banana, it starts off as like a really sticky, almost going bad, ripened banana, sweet. Okay, but as you continue to have it on your skin, which is just where I have sprayed it, it now gets into sort of like a synthetic plasticky banana, but it is sticking to that foodie accord. So it's certainly going to, you know, stick to the fact that it is a gourmand. Yeah, I like this. I like this more than I like the pistachio. I tried the pistachio, and why I'm mentioning the pistachio is it's also in the clear line. I like this one more than I like the pistachio, okay? And I like this one more, well, not more, it's almost on the same rating as I would give the Eclair, the original Eclair. But the only thing that will take away from that original Eclair is, you know, that toffee chocolate note ended up being so overly done. So this is a favorite. I'm not sure how it's going to develop on my clothing. But once I wear it on my clothing once or twice, Then I'm going to bring a full review and tell you my thoughts. Just Floor says, today arrived Maison Alhambra Sugar Me Creme Brulee on your recommend. Love it. Oh, I'm so happy you love the creme brulee. Yes, it was one of those that immediately at Beauty World I loved it. I loved that one. The line at the moment is not readily available where I am, but when it becomes available, that's one that I'm gonna buy. The creme brulee was nice, very nice. Not Prishani says, here is a recommendation if you want to smell different in crowd. Try basic vanilla fragrance with a small, soft oud fragrance. I bet you will love it. Okay. So in this case, basic vanilla fragrance, we could try Ishal Vanilla by Paris Corner, and then with a soft oud. Oh, there's been so many releases. I can see how that combo would work.
The new one from the
Which one?
From the discovery set from Harrods. Oud.
You're even forgetting the names, right?
You know it.
Yeah. That one is called Rude Oud.
Yeah,
but that's it's very expensive, that one. Yeah, vanilla and oud. The vanilla and oud combo can work to make a fragrance unique, but it also is going to depend on someone's nose, because sometimes when you add oud to any mix, it then becomes an oud affair, whether you like it or not. Some people are not able to move past the oud, and I know you said soft oud, but there is the oud, the way it's been done, especially by some Middle Eastern houses, where it kind of overrides everything and then makes it such that the vanilla has to be super, super good and strong for it to do an equal push and pull there. Which is it leads me to the next thing, where I said I was gonna look for that vanilla aura. My stockist doesn't have it, guys. I can't wait to try that fragrance, because not only of the controversy, but I love vanilla as a whole. So if I'm able to get that, I'd love to just sniff it and see what it's doing. But yes, thank you so much for the combo, the suggestion. Even RM says, agreed, vanilla is a great way to edge into oud. Oud layers well with other gourmand notes as well. Absolutely. Vanilla plus oud gives Arabic vibes. Yes, it gives Arabic vibes, but that's why I was saying it depends, on one's nose, because sometimes the nose then fixates on the oud, where it's not able to then move past the oud. So it would be like oud in sweetness. Okay, Laid Bare Vanilla from Victoria's Secret with Dubai Oud by Ajmal. Ajmal is another good fragrance house, guys. They really know what they're doing, especially off those bottles of theirs. Ajmal is really good, and I can see how that could work even without having any of them there. And as I said, I've been sleeping on Victoria's Secret. I will do my research to see which is which that I can add, and then add to my collection, because I think I only have 4 or 3, somewhere thereabout. I don't have a lot of Victoria's Secret in my collection, which is something that I'm going to look into making sure that I add. So, okay, guys, thank you for joining me today. We are going to do another live soon. I'm just 18 and I'm really crazy about fragrances. I love fragrances. Oh, you're 18. You have just started this game. Kathy, you haven't tried Victoria's Secret. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, you're just like me. I have only 3 or 4, I haven't got a huge collection, but I will try them, because Victoria's Secrets generally are on the affordable side. They even had a Victoria's Secret advent calendar, which had a lot. By no Prishan, not Priyanshi. Bye. Yeah, enjoy collecting fragrances. They are therapy. We use them for that. They're comforting. I'll always say kudos. Enjoy collecting fragrances. I enjoy fragrances as well. I started small and I ain't gonna stop anytime soon. Yanshi, gotcha. Love you guys. Love you so much. I'll see you in the next live and I'll see you in long form content. Have a nice day. Thank you. I think Bear is more interesting than Bear Vanilla. My favorite from the house, Ember Romance, is just excellent as a friend. Simple blessings. Oh, I see. Thank you. Bye, my Tawana. Love you. We're gonna talk on the phone. Bye.